What is going on YouTube? Hey, back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Some interesting things we do have to talk about though in today's video, specifically looking at the major cryptocurrencies. Hopefully you guys remember the video that I made yesterday. As you guys can see on the channel here, you can see I made a video saying, hurry, look at this, which I think was extremely important here. We discovered that there was a Bitcoin symmetrical triangle or pennant flag forming on the 4-hour charts, which is a bullish bias here. And you can see I even wrote this is super bullish, Bitcoin major bull flag forming here. You can see major bull flag breakout, XRP barely hanging on, and the comments were actually quite interesting. We had so wrong by Gianni, which is interesting, and so on and so forth. And then we had some other things, XRP to 18 cents, so on and so forth. Thanks again. Full moon dump coming. So you can see we had negative comments, and negative comments here. Well, let's look at this 4-hour, ascending pennant flag that we had, that I clearly said had a bullish bias. So I'm just going to jump to that right now, and you tell me what exactly happened here. Pretty much what we expected. I mean, I don't know. You don't have to listen to me. You can have a negative opinion towards things. It's totally up to you. I mean, I'm not missing out on anything. And for the people that, value my opinion, they're not missing out either. But we called this run, I'd like to say, we called it pretty darn well, and we are breaking bullish outside of this, pretty much towards the top here. 1740 was pretty much the highest point we expected kind of that we were going to be moving to. I mean, if we just take the candle here, we move it right to where we broke out, we pretty much nailed the target right on the head. We hit exactly that point here, and then you can take your profits, so on and so forth here. But remember that we were in Bitcoin a little bit longer than that, so we do have to talk about that as well, because we did have open trades on Bitcoin and Ethereum, so we just moved that stop loss up. And if you do that on BitYard here, all you would do is take your profits out and then enter a new trade in case you expect to see the markets move even higher. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later on in today's video. With that being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, super quick, top 10 cryptocurrencies here, where you can see we're up 1.73%. Everything is doing pretty okay right now. Last 7 days, you can see we're slowly moving up. Everything is starting to slide even higher and higher and higher, which is interesting though. You can see over the past week, we're up almost double digits. Ethereum up double digits, Doge up double, Polygon up double, Litecoin up 15%. Everything is slowly starting to trend higher, 1.8, 2.7, 1.7, so on and so forth here. And you can see, though, over the course of these cryptos, Bitcoin is really the one that's starting to explode to the upside here. We're only up 1% here, but in regards to the pennant flag that we drew, it's clearly breaking to the upside, which is exciting because this is what we figured, this is what we called, and this is what is happening here. Now, I do want to just scale back and start looking at XRP and these other cryptocurrencies. Obviously, I am going to tweak this. Let's see how quickly you guys get mad at me for doing that. But I just want to do this very slightly. That's it. That's all I wanted to do, and move this a little bit higher up, just like that. This is where I'm leaving it. So I do believe we're still in what appears to be a descending fractal here, which has a bearish bias, and I would like to see how this plays out moving forward. We had this massive dump many months ago in the many weeks ago when the FTX movement came out. We had this ascending fractal here, which I believe has a bearish bias. As we fill in the gap and get closer to the top here, we have this moving average here. We have this downtrend here. We have to see what exactly comes when we retest this. So there's a lot of negative bearish biases that come with this resistance here. And truthfully, I believe bloop, that's what's going to happen here. I do have a bearish bias. I just have this bearish thought in my mind here. Even when we jump to the weekly charts here, which you can see probably opened a new candle. This is the new candle here. I do believe that we are going to be rejecting and falling lower. I believe we would be hitting this resistance here and sliding down downwards here as we move forward. But I do think it's going to take a little bit longer. Maybe this week. Yeah, maybe this week we'll get that answer here. But I do think XRP has a bearish bias. We'll see how this impacts or impedes on these other cryptocurrencies and how they trade. You can see on Ethereum here, we're still kind of stuck. We didn't get stopped out. We had this bottom stop loss just in case we do decide to dip lower here, but instead we've kind of been just trading sideways. We had a small little inconvenience a couple days ago. On the 3rd, we fell lower, and now we're right back up, hopefully holding on for dear life, hodling this bottom support here. You could see where it's acted as a triple bottom in the past here, and where the neckline as resistance comes in from. But we had the bottom 1, 2, 3, and then hopefully we break through that and we go bullish. That's what happened back here, this triple bottom. Well, here we are again retesting this price floor right here, and hopefully we can stay above this and head up higher. But the problem is, in the back of my head, if we see XRP dump, will it impact or impede on these other cryptos? I'm not entirely sure, because, you know, we've seen movements, you know, within these cryptos different than XRP the past couple of days here. But it's possible that if XRP dumps, all these cryptocurrencies are going to dump. But what I've been doing so far is separating the way XRP moves from the Ethereum and Bitcoin charts. So I look at XRP independently, only totally by itself alone. And I believe truly with this ascending fractal that this has a bearish bias, and we can anticipate a drop down to 31 cents here. This would be a total of long-term price range, maybe a dump of 25%, 24 to 25% here. As for Ethereum, this is a little bit harder to gauge because it looks like it wants to swing up to 1400. It looks like we want to continue to scale up. Bitcoin as well looks very good. Although I do believe that this is the top here on this resistance so far, or top here on this breakout of the 4-hour. You can see we're starting to break out right now. There's a chance we can move higher. Honestly, I kind of look a little bit more bullish. Things look a little bit better finally on Bitcoin too. There's a good chance that because we've dumped now, and because we got rejected last time off this moving average right here, what did I want to do? Sorry. Because we dumped off this resistance here and rejected and fell lower here, the fact that we're at 17K, there's a big chance that we are going to reverse up and head up to $20,000 here. This is really where I look at, and I'm like, there's a good chance we can get back inside of here and start trading sideways. But I'm skeptical. Regardless, we do have a trade open. The fact that we closed above this descending fractal here, which has a bullish bias, and we broke out a little bit earlier than expected, but because we broke out here, we've bought in, and we do expect to see a return on our investment back up to hopefully $20,000. We just need to see how long this takes. Obviously, our stop losses are tight. We're now locked into profit. We've managed to gain whatever. You know, we have profit now. So even if we do decide to dip, we're not actually getting, you know, rejected here. We did lock in these profits, and the stop loss is a little bit higher here. But hopefully we can start to see these markets slide up. The problem is, and where I think things are kind of 50-50 at this point, where instead of the odds where I used to have it maybe like 80% bearish and 20% bullish, I'm about 50-50 right now, with us either coming back up at some point or another, retest 20K, whether it happens now, which is what we're looking for, or we do something like this later. What really it all depends on, I believe, is the S&P 500 and how this plays out the next couple of days. This is truly the deciding factor here. And unfortunately, I'm like 80% bearish on the S&P 500, maybe 70% now. Reason being, as I've said many, many times before, and I'll say it again, we have this beautiful downtrend here, bearish. We have a descent, or we have an ascending fractal off a downtrend, which also is a bearish bias. We have this uptrend here that we've been inside of. We're at the top of the uptrend, which is, you know, bearish to me. We have a price ceiling, which is bearish to me. Then we're kind of nearing overbought on the relative strength indicator. You can see what happened last time here. We broke bearish. You can see we're pretty much doing the same exact thing now, which typically ends up breaking bearish. Same thing could happen here. So it really is hit or miss as to what's to come. But I'm getting more nervous that a bearish reversal or rejection is to come. Maybe we head up a little bit higher here, and then we tip lower. But every single time consistently, even when we were in this scenario, which was shocking. This is overinflated, so I might not want to use it as an example here. But when we do become, you know, overbought, no, it's not the case here. I mean, it's really not the case. You know, we hit overbought here. We just continue to scale up higher. Although typically we do pull ourselves back down, at least on the RSI. But here again, yeah, we do pull down. We become overbought up here, but we're also overbought up here. It's tough. This is just so unreliable to use this heavily manipulated market here as a means of reference moving forward here. But ideally, I am slightly bearish on the market. We are getting close, and at some point the RSI does tend to dip lower, but is it going to be something like this? I don't know. I'd be shocked if this new trend that we're entering is starting to trade us outside of the beautiful ascending fractal here. You can see what I mean by that. We've been inside this 11-year ascending fractal here. We broke into it. You know, the likelihood that we continue to trend outside of it, I feel like shouldn't happen. I feel like hopefully we come back inside and we just start to kind of do something like this. This, I think, would be the most neutral thing, what the government is shooting for and what we're shooting for here. But if we start to trend outside of this again, I think it's not good. I really don't think it's good. I don't think it's reliable here. So my goal moving forward is that we get rejected kind of off of here and kind of just trade stagnant and sideways. That would get us back inside a more neutral level and a more neutral playing field. You can see it here, and it's not unreasonable. It really isn't. I mean, Hopefully we can peak at the top here. Hopefully that's what happens, and we can fall back down, and then we could just trend sideways. I mean, this would be fine. We could even do something like this. Let's say we come to here, we trend sideways, we move up to top, we come back down. Just the longer we hang out in here, the more it gets us into more neutral levels here. But the second we start doing some crazy stuff like this, that's where things start to go sideways. But, you know, that's pretty much all I have to say moving forward. We'll see how this week opens. I think we're definitely due to get some answers. Hopefully, fingers crossed this week, there's a good chance we could be swinging lower. If we start trending above here, that... I don't know. I'll just put my money in and go from there. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. Definitely make sure to check out BitYard, the #1 cryptocurrency exchange that I like to use here on the channel. Smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.